ABC books are always in high demand. They're so basic as an early reader, and they're in high demand for both parents and teachers. And this way we can have a lot of variety, both in using different Bible verses and in the colored illustrations. And that was one of our goals also, to have a book that can be very colorful. And that kind of variety really helps to engage young children, and we wanted to gear this book to very young children. I did want to stick to using the KJV. When our children were young and growing up, and I tried to find books for them, if I found a book that was used the KJV, I always gave it another look and sometimes even bought it on that basis. What makes this book unique is the Reformed perspective. The perspective, even though it's for very young children, I was looking for it to be written from that viewpoint, distinctively Reformed, all to the glory of God, without the taint of Arminianism, and that is hard to find. For every letter, my goal was to find a tangible object in the Bible verse so that there would be illustrative possibilities for it. I wanted to keep the references that I used for my illustrations all copyright free. And so to do that, I used my own photographs whenever possible. And that meant my grandchildren also helping me and being models for me. And they were very willing to do that. And even for the illustration that is for T is for Tree, which ended up being on the cover, my oldest grandson went with me one day to the Grand River, and he sat under a tree by the water with a Bible in his lap, and he very willingly did that for me. This is mostly done in pastel, and that is what I wanted to do. We wanted to get a lot of color, and pastels are good for that. We wanted to get rich color, and where I needed more detail, then I did go in with colored pencil also, and used that whenever necessary. Really, whatever medium would fit the bill and do the job, that's what I used. I wrote it for the children of the church. The dedication is to children of the Reformation, children who live by faith in the promises of God. The challenge for this book was finding verses that not only had a tangible object in it that would have illustrative possibilities, but also demonstrate a promise of God. We went through a number of different possibilities in the process of figuring out what to do and exactly how to go about this. And so everybody working together, it helped a lot. As far as the promise illustrated in this one, R is for ravens, and showing that as God cares for the ravens and for the birds, He surely will care for His children. I believe that how this theme is relevant is really as relevant as the Reformation is for all of us, and as relevant as God's promises are for all of God's children, young or old. We all need that. That's how you live by faith.